Teddy's Workshop. When did I start streaming? 17 minutes ago? Maybe we can get through a whole chapter 3 in this time. I think we could. Be back the terrors of East London as Teddy Redgrave, monster hunter extraordinaire, deciding for yourself what makes a monster in the first place. Okay. What do we got? We got impulse, ingenuity, analysis, and empathy. The Tower's always a horrible tarot card. You don't want that one. Oh, I am made 90% of empathy. Empathy's the second one here. Analysis, impulse. What's the other one? Ingenuity? Trait, brutal, meticulous. I think I'm going to go with this one. Analysis. Everything engineered, Teddy sees people, places, and happenings like machines, objects, requiring close study to make sense of their intricacies. Yeah, sure, why not? You are Teddy Redgrave, monster hunter extraordinaire. With a humble 4 walls inside of an old clock tower, the furnishings are sparse in your dusty home workshop, with more priority given to the machine efficiency than creature comforts. Mechanical odds and ends litter the floor, like a second skin that will never get properly buffed. The simple single bed is for dreaming up inspiration, and the grease-laden work table has seen many a project to fruition. The neighborhood itself, the Red Lantern Lane, is convenient for its quietude in the evenings, as well as being home to your favorite haunt, the Red Lotus. A lofted area is no trouble for a dwarf to walk beneath, and the wet wagon wheel window is a powerful source of daylight for the tinkerer who is still hard at work into the wee hours. There are tensor lamps positioned above the room, training illumination on whatever invention is at hand. Otto. Here's my old bucket o' brass, my pride and joy. Up and at 'em, Otto. Ooh, I got a critical success. There we are, purring like a happy kitten. Top of the morning, and good day, Mr. Teddy. Where are we off to? By Alvis's hoary beard. We're setting out for a special treat, dear Otto. Really? Well, I'd be more happy to immortalize it with an amber type. If we can get my vision upgraded, that is. Early form of photography that utilizes an iodized collodion coating in silver nitrate bath to produce an image upon a glass plate. Neat. Last, I knew I forgot something. Let's get you patched up. First, I'll need some spare parts. There should be some nearby. ILO gears. What a mess. I should think about setting aside some time for tidying things up here. That's what I get for being absorbed in my work. Right. If I were a spare part, where would I be? I think I see something a little more to your right. Got it. Good thing I did such a fine job tuning your optics. Let's get this part to the workbench and get started. Let me look at myself in the mirror. Still serviceable looking glass. That is a dwarf in tip-top shape. Every grommet accounted for and working order. But a spick and span cove like me needs a loyal sidekick. So I thought, why shouldn't I make my own? Otto's computational cores have improved with every caper. Someday he might even be an automaton with autonomy. Stovetop. Ooh, I've got analysis. Here it is. The cast iron battleground where many shepherd's pie have triumphed over the bothersome nag hunger. Last time I had a few hours to spare, I cooked a brace of Cornish game hens. They were a tad dry. Aww. my contentedness. Pneumatic mail tube. A fascinating contraption. This is one outlet of a system of pressurized tubes that could deliver messages quickly and cheaply than a man afoot. You're jealous you didn't come up with the design yourself. Thought I heard a thunk earlier. Let's see what we got. Read the hunter's writ. Good tidings to you, Redgrave. It's a letter from old Bixby. I recognize this scrawl. I have a special job that's come up. The kind with the cantankerous old dwarf written all over it. Something's running about upsetting the swampers in the sewers. From what little they're able to say about the blighter, it's not any species I know. Anyway, if it's got the hard head spooked, it ain't no cane rat. And what if it is just a particularly terrifying cane rat? The sewers is basically one enormous machine, so a gearhead like you should feel right at home. But be careful of the waters down there. Some places you think you'll get muck on your boots, but you find you're in over your head. Ha! Yours in bravery, Bixby Browncoat. Ever the jester. P.S. Did you and Redbeard ever get it sorted which one of you's the pirate and which one's the tinkerer? Seems like a fair job. Now where did I put that key? Ah, here it is. For the warehouse door in Beggar's Lane. That'll take me straight down to the sewers. Better make sure trouble hasn't already spread. You never know with monsters. Read the eviction notice. Dearest Theodore Redgrave, we at Arsenal Engines are sensitive to the needs of the common man, but we must regretfully inform you of the immediate removal from the property in Red Lantern Lane to further the expansion of our industrial empire. Bugger all. Please be advised you must evacuate the premises no later than January 1st, or you will be removed forcefully and with prejudice. Ever marching towards the brighter future, Arsenal Engines. Someone's finally picked up on Wayloon's clock tower. But this place is perfect for me and Otto. At least it doesn't look urgent. I should keep an eye peeled for a solution nonetheless. Maybe there's one in the junk mail. Cora, it looks like another junk missive. Gentle reader, a most alarming situation has arisen. Arsenal Engines, seemingly endless hunger for factory space, is now threatening the residents of our very own East End. Lord Braxton has set his sights on a block of tenement flats, intending to put poor working families out in the street. Recall hearing about the tenements have been without heat for a month, and now this? Season grows colder, dear reader, but hopefully your heart is not. We pray that you will keep an open mind and generously support our Christian brethren in these difficult times. Time to get going. Welcome back, Enrique. You may have missed it. We flipped the snib. Or flicked the snib. We set out what we started doing. Flipping snigs. Snibs? Fligging. Snibs were involved. That's about all I know. The good old dusty shelf, where many an engineering solution was sourced. Some of these books are irreplaceable, it's true. From ever-flung engineering society into the world. Perhaps I shouldn't be so stingy about lending them out. Analysis, that's what I got. Take a closer look at your book collection. This character has gained the insightful trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require this trait. All these books sure are precious, true, but sharing such knowledge with others instead of keeping it to myself can make the world more enlightened. How insightful of me. Workbench. Let's see, I have an old escapement mechanism, a pair of cogs, and hopefully lots of patience. Yeah, this should do nicely. Alright, Otto, come over here. This won't take long. I was designed to hold still indefinitely, so don't worry about me getting restless. I've built him well. Pleased to let you know the installation went smoothly. My vision is making low making images in low light has improved. Auto gain the trait Ambrotype module. Music to my ears. That said, we're low on silver nitrate, so let's not make too many exposures until we get some more. Note taken. Anything else you'd want me to keep in mind? Yeah, let's keep a sharp lookout for any spare pots while roaming about London. One man's trash is another man's treasure, eh? My programming doesn't include the ability to disagree, so I echo your sentiment by default. I've built him really well. Angelique, whoa! Hey, Angelique. Welcome to Old Man Sugarheart's stream. We're playing some Sovereign Syndicate. Hunted Ronan. Hey, it's good to see you. How have you been? Yeah, we're playing Sovereign Syndicate. We just started chapter 3. I'm a little dwarf inventor, and this is my robot friend. We're out to hunt monsters. She raided back, right? You just won in Valorant, and this is how we're gonna end it? Nice. Hi, Sloth. Other side of this door is the hustle and bustle of London, so take care. I'm on my way. I think everybody in here knows me. Maybe not Milady Sloth. But it's good to see you. I'm glad you won Valorant. I hope you had a good time. You do know me. Yay! You guys have such a cool friend group. I'm glad to know all of you. Lucky was the day you made a home in Red Lantern Lane, a nexus of exotic vices in London's East End. Not only is there an opium den, but a laundry and a bathhouse. Everything you could need is close at hand. You'll never forget the excitement of finding the old clock tower abandoned and for let. Now it's hard to imagine any other home than this. Of course, the neighborhood has its less salubrious aspects, which the noonday sun rather brutally exposes. Every different kind of vermin and pest seems to congregate here, animal and otherwise. Dockhounds, pimps, burglars, and sneak thieves all make this nighttime home. Not least because the bobbies don't dare to tread here, except for special occasions, a multiple murder, say. But none of this skullduggery and want troubles you in the slightest. If the sight of your mechanical arm and heavy weaponry doesn't dissuade any potential troublemakers, a steely glint of your eye most surely does. You got to know Sugarheart through Lily? You get too shy to chat. Oh, and Electric Pebble's here too. Hey! Sorry I can't stay, it's 3 a.m. Yeah, understandable. Thanks everybody. Yeah, you guys are all near Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, thereabouts. Must be crazy early in the morning. Well, thank you for stopping by. I won't take it personally if you leave to get sleep. But a little story time before bed might not hurt either. Question the Swampers. That would be near Beggar Lane, I think. Not even the sunlight can lift this pall of despair of Beggar's Lane, where so many have wandered. Yeah, you know what? I think I've read this. Yeah, I read this one before. This is the part where Atticus was, and where Clara Reed works. The gist of it is there's a bunch of bums around. Here's a containment fence where the werewolves are being kept. Military grade, reinforced with barbed wire. The sign reads, Werewolf Containment Zone. Luminescent paint. Rocker's beard, those bolts are ferocious. Better keep my distance. No Pal World today? Not today. I got sick and it's kind of thrown my whole schedule off. I think Pal World's gonna be tomorrow. Like, I was supposed to play Sovereign Syndicate yesterday. I was too sick and my throat hurt too much for reading, so I'm doing it today. And that's gonna push Pal World back a day. And then back to Enshrouded after that. Analysis: a scatter of liquor bottles, empty to the last drop. Except for that bottle of Old Tom. Aye, tucked in the corner is a full bottle of gin. Better not pick through somebody else's stash. Well, that's pretty thoughtful of me. Huh. Doesn't seem to be a padlock on the door. In fact, it likely got smashed by some lout. Guess I won't be needing Brixby's key after all. At the foot of the stairs, you're greeted by the smell of musty crates. Oil lamps are propped up on barrels against the wall, beating back the shadows in what little way they can. Cane rats scurry through the nooks and crevasses, ready to defend their territory with teeth as long as knives. Oh, you've seen a lot of people play Enshrouded? Any good? Enshrouded's really good. I'm liking it a lot. You can hear the churning of distant machinery, most likely the pump house in the sewers further down. Flickering light shines up ahead, which of course is the furnace around the corner. Despite the heat and the close humid air, you feel a bone-deep chill. Nevertheless, you take another step. What else is a hunter for but to quell the creatures lurking in the shadows? Yeah, Enshrouded's pretty good. Between Pal World and Enshrouded's probably the better survival crafting game in my opinion. Pal World's fun for a good laugh, but Enshrouded's just a little more fun to like venture out and explore and discover. Plus you always feel like you're like progressing towards some purpose. But you know, if you like pals, then Pal World's probably the way to go. Honestly, I would choose both personally. Red cedar paneled and cornered with iron, sturdy but time-worn container. Someone broke into it, looters most likely. Rather learn the complexities of machines rather than wooden boxes. A moldy crate. Beat up crate that smells like an animal crawled inside of it and die. And the mold can keep plunders from getting their paws dirty. Aye, someone fashed with this crate. I just hope they found what they were looking for. When I was an alcoholic minotaur in Chapter 1, I stormed through here and apparently I took everything. Footsteps down below, I know who that is. Oh, Teddy and Otto. 'Twas the shine of Otto's housing gave you away in this gloom. But what brings you here? I'm gonna ask you the same. Hard for a bilgeman to do his job from up the stairs next door. You got me there. I'm plain scared of going down in the sewer, if you can credit it. Hard man like you? Difficult to believe. You know I don't ever spook. Not cane rat nor dockhound bothers me a whit. This thing has me all afeard it has. Spending all of one's time underground must numb one to the shadows. Haven't seen it plainly. Always seems to keep to the shadows, but the cries are enough to drive a man to drink. The human cries of its victims and the unhuman cries that follow it. Speculate about the creature. You care to speculate what it might be? Has anyone tried to trap it or take it down? It's not some enormous cane rat, I hope. No challenge in that. Ha! You are a card, Mr. Hargrave. No one I know is brave enough to tackle it, but if I were forced to speculate its nature, it wouldn't surprise me if a werewolf was responsible. I couldn't remember which one I am. Hang on. What am I? Analysis impulse is slightly better than than insightfulness? No. I hope it is a werewolf. That means the added bonus of doing service for humanity. And you'd be the man to do it. How were the victims killed? That's the worst part of it. No one knows. No bodies have been found, but 2 of my colleagues have vanished in the past few days. No wonder he's on the run. He's afraid he's next. Where can I find the creature? Lurking about the sewers or the pump house, I reckon. Hasn't come as far as the warehouse yet. If it does, I may leave London altogether. Let the hunt commence. Wish you all the luck in the world, Teddy. You too, Otto. Be sure and see the pump house. Captain for a key. That is, you are sure you want to go in there. Oh, I'm chomping at the bit to meet my quarry. Been grinding Pal World since release. Just sitting there all day, AFK while playing Valorant. That's fair. If you have like the default server settings on, especially if you're playing multiplayer. I forgot multiplayer. Those are the words I chose. A brass banded traveling trunk with sturdy corners. Fit for a long voyage. It's out of place down here. Better leave it be. Never much of a looter myself. Rather make my capital honestly if I can. Yeah, if you leave the default settings on Pal World, it can take a long time to get eggs or breeding. At least on solo, it had like the egg times way down. Like a massive egg is like 2 hours. Which isn't too bad. In fact, it's just about right if you ask me. Identity. Era. Function. Firing the boiler. Stunning piece of craftsmanship. Error report. Boiler operating within normal parameters. Battery 78%. Addendum. Slight pressure loss indicates steam is suboptimally routed elsewhere in the system. Aren't you a pretty young thing? New automaton greetings. New automaton identity? Didn't know there was a punch card for flirting. Come along, Otto. There's work to do. Punch card. Yeah, an old programming punch card. I've seen some of those in real life. A little ridiculous. Affirmative. To the sewers. Yeah, you have everything on default. It annoys you every now and then when pals get stuck somewhere or not doing what they've... yeah. I found that for a main base, you want like a super wide open area. And maybe stick away from the flying pals and the extremely large pals. Like, there's definitely some tweaks to be made on that game. London sprawling sewer... Sorry, tech did progress so much. I know, right? No more vacuum tubes for us. London's sprawling sewer network is a dark and dank maze of rushing water, choking gases, crumbling brick, and slimy surfaces. All very far from the daylight or a friendly face. Deadly shapes lurk in the dark, so keep a close grip on your blunderbuss despite, or because of, its dangers. The underground labyrinth seems to attract a lot of traffic from the street urchins and criminals who favor it for a rendezvous, hideout, or cash for illicit goods.